Some folks moving to Solid Edge may have a lot of legacy 2D drawings. You hate to lose all that work in creating that 2D drawing when you're going to 3D. So Solid Edge allows you to open up DWG files directly into Solid Edge Draft. So you're able to maintain all of those 2D files. You can see that the colors have come through, even the layers have come through. But how would I get this into a 3D model? Well, Solid Edge has a very unique tool called Create 3D to allow us to do this quickly and easily. So let's take a look. First of all, I want to turn off a few of the layers here. So for instance, the border, the text, and the center lines, I'm going to go ahead and turn all those layers off. Just hide those. And then I'm going to use that unique tool in Solid Edge called Create 3D. The options that I want to use, I want to go ahead and include all of the dimensions. This is a third angle projection drawing. And the next thing then we need to do is establish what is the front view. So I'm just going to select this front view and click next. We'll go to the right and to the bottom. And once we have those in the select set, we click finish. And what that does is it aligns those views in the 3D space. So then we can take advantage of that geometry that's already been created, the manufacturing information from the DWG file, and begin to create a 3D model. So I'm just going to select the regions created by the intersecting sketches. First of all, for this particular shape, I can see that it's extruded all the way to the right based on the 2D drawing that has that view that's been aligned. So I'm just going to extrude, and I want to extrude right to that end point. Now notice what happened. The dimensions from the sketch that applied to that depth have automatically migrated onto the 3D model. So let's continue. I can see that there's like a plate on the front here, and I'm just going to again use that intersecting sketch to select those regions to actually drag that plate onto the front. Now you notice it's cutting away, so I just hit the space bar and that changes it to adding material. And I'm just going to pick up this end point of this round for the depth. Again, noticing how the dimensions have migrated from the sketch to the 3D model. The next thing is going to be these holes, so let's go ahead and select those holes. Those regions, as I drag, you can see it's adding material. I just hit the spacebar again to cut away material. And again, notice how all those dimensions migrated onto the 3D model. Now there is some rounding. You can see there's a 3mm round that's not there. We need to add that. It's also a 3mm round along that edge. So let's go ahead and hide the sketches just to make it a little less confusing. And then let's add our round to this edge, and this edge, again of 3mm. Notice it migrated the 3mm dimension right onto the round. Now notice one dimension did not reconnect, which was this 12mm to that first hole. So we can fix that very easily. Let's get our select tool. So to fix that, we'll just select the dimension, hold the Alt key down, click on that red node, and reconnect it to this end of the extrusion, which gives us now the dimension that we're looking for. So now those dimensions become driving dimensions in Solid Edge, where I could maybe let's lock this dimension, because we want to maintain the distance to that first hole from the end. And if we start changing that, you can see that design intent kicks in and keeps the holes aligned and also moves them all at the same time and maintains the dimension that we want. So now we can have this 3D model from the manufacturing dimensions, modify it however we want using these dimensions that were migrated from the manufacturing drawing. Very, very powerful functionality to go from 2D to 3D.